So now you know. So now you know. So tell me what you have in mind. Feels like we're running out of time. We're so afraid of losing you. And you try so hard not to cry. There's something missing in your eyes, and there's nothing I can do. You glance at everyone, it's true, but no one's looking back at you. And the rain, it cracks the floor beneath your feet. Yeah, take a little time to come and reach you in a place where only we know. We're so afraid of losing you. A little lost, a little run down. When I found your whole world fell down around you. And there's something missing in your eyes. You know that I can't leave you there. Sometimes I wish I didn't care. You make it hard to say goodbye. Your purpose paints you pretend, 'cause you can't stand to feel again. You start to wonder who you are. You did what you wanted to, but no one's looking back at you. And the rain cracks the floor beneath your feet. Take a little time to come and reach you in a place where only we know. We're so afraid of losing you. A little lost, a little run down. When I found your whole world fell down around you. And there's something missing in your eyes. I'm not sure how to choose between loving myself and loving you. There's something missing in your eyes. Or is it you? I don't know how to choose between loving myself and loving you. There's something missing in your eyes. Take a little time, I'm coming to reach you in a place where only we know. We're so afraid of losing you. A little lost, a little run down. And I found you, world fell down around you. And there's something missing in your eyes. There's something missing in your eyes. There's something missing in your
So you just named a lot of, some, well, a lot, that he had a lot of songs, obviously.
50 tracks.
50
He
tracks.
written and recorded.
Now, are these tracks, are they available, to hear, or are they still?
A lot of them we've taken in. What happened was from then on, we met in person a few more times, and I said, "Would you consider going to Los Angeles?" And we got a television film crew to make a documentary, both in Irish and English, a bilingual documentary about his life and about the band, or where they came from. And we shot it last December, and then we went to Los Angeles and recorded our lead single with Eddie Gallan, who's the guy who's famous for writing High School Musical here.
Cool.
And he's 18 times multi-platinum producer. And we worked with him and Alex Nicefero from New York. And we were compiling the songs, and they were building up. And after Los Angeles, I think it kind of opened Patrick's eyes, the lead singer, to how that there is a huge lot of potential here, that we can actually make this into something significant. And from there, kind of when it got into kind of a free fall spiral, just into domino effect in spring, we rented out a house in a very large house in the country
Right.
in the rural Ireland to turn into a recording studio. We've now got an in-house producer who lives there constantly, and they just keep on writing the songs. So a lot of the songs that were on his MySpace originally, which was myspace.com/songwriter87, 87. A lot of the songs that were on that have been taken down because we're reworking them.
Exactly.
But we do have 3 songs up on Breaking Tunes, and you can also find them on facebook.com/also known as ALSONONAZ.
Yeah, look at it and tell them one more time how to get this name right.
Also known as, it's essentially as if you're a 6-year-old child and you can't spell also known as. But a lot of the songs that were up have been taken down, especially the MySpace ones, because we want to keep everything just right and rework a lot of the tracks. So hopefully it'll come to a stage, we're working it right now, where we'll have about 40 tracks.
Wow.
To a high standard, and we'll whittle them down to about 15 in the fall. We call it autumn, we call it fall.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
And we've done one music video already for the single we did in Los Angeles called Something Missing in Your Eyes.
Really? Okay, now hold on. Before we get into the videos, let's you talked about a little bit about your connection. So basically, Patrick is the lead singer, correct? You saw, the potential in him. So like, what actually happened to where you're the manager now? So like, what was it that, even though you saw the potential and then he saw you, I guess what you could do for him, like, how do y'all make that connection? Like, okay, you're gonna be my manager. I'm gonna be your manager. You're gonna be. So how did that actually?
How did the step come?
Yeah, how did that?
It was kind of getting to the stage where I was distributing his music to different radio stations that I was friendly with.
Yeah.
And they kept on asking, can we speak to his management? I kept on giving them his cell phone number, and he wasn't used to it. He didn't like it, and he said, "Could you just handle the phone calls and emails to me?" I said, "No problem." And then when the band became a unit, the 5 members, there was just too much to handle. And then we got on board a woman called Trina Dignan, who's is very, very, very respected woman to do with gigging and promotions and live concerts in the west of Ireland, and she's a company called Bio Bin, and she came on board as well. And between the 2 of us, we decided to really take this to the next level, because when we spoke to people in the industry and we sent off some of the tracks to people in radio stations, they said that these are the next Coldplay. And why haven't they been discovered?
Wow.
And it kind of clicked. I was like, if we don't do something now, then they might never get the chance to get exposure, and they might still be like playing small bars in the very west of Ireland, and they never get the chance to be in Los Angeles or be in France.
Wow.
And it's like, it's kind of, it comes back to that innate desire that when you have dreams as a child, but sometimes you don't know how to really make them happen.
Exactly.
When I was in a band for 2 years when I was small, and I was terrible.
Oh no! Yeah, I was too. I tried my little group thing with me and my cousins. It didn't work out. You see me hosting now, don't you? Yeah, it didn't work out. But okay, so let's actually talk about the members of Also Known As. So there's 5 members.
5 members, 1 girl.
What are their names? 1 girl. That's very cool. What are their names, and what, I guess, are their positions, or what roles do they play in the band?
Patrick Sheehy is the lead singer, early 20s, and he writes the majority of the songs with the lead guitarist called Paul Flannery, who's got longish hair and is quite he's kind of the Joker and the humorous one. Like, when we were doing our music video, he would constantly do impersonations of famous people and make the director, who was trying to be really serious and really focused, he kept on making the director laugh, and the film crew would start laughing.
Really?
So it would take forever to get anywhere, but whenever there was tension, Paul would always diffuse it with a very funny joke. Sorcha is the Gaelic word for the Sarah. So her name is Sarah Durham, but we call it Sorcha Durham.
Wow.
And she's the pianist, and then there's Evan Hadnett, who's the drummer, who's actually deferring college September to focus on the music completely. He's going to defer his year from college to focus entirely on the album and gigging and promotions for the band. It's we talked to him about it, and we're like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And he said that this chance will only come around once in a lifetime, and in 5 years' time, I'll have my degree anyway. And I look back and think, well, what could have been? Like, what if I hadn't And then there's Tom Kavanagh, who's also the new guitarist who we brought in, who's a very accomplished individual musician. So between the five of them, a very natural chemistry and great dynamic, and songs come out of nowhere. I get an email at 4 o'clock in the morning and a text, and be like, just another song written.
Right. You know, but what's amazing to me is just how they just all came, you know, just started doing songs in like a caravan.
Yeah.
You know, just started creating. Wow. So let's talk about their sound. What type of sound do they have? Like, do they have a pop, or do they have
indie rock? I think indie rock would be the best way to describe it. The bands there, like I suppose for an American market, One Republic and Ryan Tedder have been the band they've been most compared to by people over here. In the UK, Coldplay and Snow Patrol, and also The Script and a little bit of U2. But they have a very individual sound that kind of separates them from other bands, but still allows them to be able to create their own little niche, but still be accessible, which makes it a lot easier for us.
And
they have it's kind of a pop, edgy indie rock sound, and it's very easy to listen to, which means that people of all ages enjoy their gigs, especially their live concerts, and that's why we sell out, because people enjoy coming. People don't stand up usually at the gigs. There's not a lot of pressure. It's not like heavy rock, heavy metal, but it's not kind of soft, cheesy either. The songs challenge you, the lyrics challenge you, and they evoke emotions, because a lot of them deal with issues such as alcohol addiction, heartbreak, and you know, something we can all relate to.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you, you know, about, you know, their audience, and also about their lyrics. So you just said that basically their audience is anybody, basically, you know, could feel, also known as, you know, I suppose their lyrics, they're singing about, just like you said, you know, heartbreaks and just everyday life. That's amazing. So, you see, y'all see that?
Z-Fly.
Z-Fly, little buddy right here. So look, let me ask you this. So how, like whenever they're on stage, you know, I'm pretty sure now, you know, they're probably used to it, but like their first time, you know, I guess in front of a crowd, how was it for them? You know, was it nervousness, or just, you know, how was their adrenaline? How was it for them?
But Patrick is very, very shy.
Really?
And the irony is that when he goes on stage, he just closes his eyes. He doesn't see anyone.
A lot of singers do that.
He closes his eyes and he sings a lift to it. There's no one there, and that's what works, the connection. But there is a lot of nerves, and they're perfecting their gigging, and the touring aspect is hilarious, because having to move so much equipment constantly, and with 5 band members, there's a lot of, you know, empty cigarette packets and orange juice cartons and things like that. But they've definitely come a long way from where they started. But with an industry like music, and in the media like yourself, you know, there's you can never say I'm perfect. You can never say I'm finished.
Right. How would you think that, also known as, how would you think that they describe, or how do you think they would define success? Success.
Oh, success.
Yeah.
I think for them, a success would be to come to a country, like North America, which hopefully will be coming to in 2012. To come to a country where no one really knows us, and to leave it with people remembering the name and remembering the lyrics.
So